interesting conversation Tim Hardaway Sr. was having about Jalen Duren. He said basically if, Rudy got his chicken, that Jalen Duren deserved to get paid too. And it kind of debate broke out. Who better, Rudy Gobert or Jalen Duren right now? A lot of people were split on this one. Some people say, oh, Rudy way better. Rudy stopped Jokic. But Rudy got dogged in the playoffs at 1.2. And, obviously Rudy is a very accomplished player, defensive player, good rebounder, didn't really develop offensive. I think right now, it might sound stupid, but I think Jalen Duren is already a better offensive player than Rudy Gobert has ever been. But then, defensively, Rudy has been considered as elite. Rebounding, Rudy has been, the more consistent rebounder too. But we can say who better, but I mean, who's rather have is a lot different than better. Kind of just basically banking on you got age and potential, but in general, I would rather have Jalen Duren. But check out the Detroit Piston Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'd rather have Jalen Duren, and call me a little delusional here. I see a lot of opportunity for growth. I see there's just the potential. I see 19 and 10. I think he has the ability to be 25 and 12. When he handles the ball, pass the ball. Even when he takes the occasional, mid-range jumper, it looks fluid. It looks comfortable. His jumper, it looks a lot more mechanically, fluid than Ron and Asar Thompson. Even when you see him handle the ball off the dribble, and you're going to get somebody in the comment section to be like, well, he didn't do it in the playoffs. I mean, sometimes in life's too bright. You heard what LeBron said. He said, Bron said sometimes that, it happened that way. You got to grow from it, his experience. But, I think he's more, he's, a better offensive player. And, I think the rebounding for, what he brings to the table, he could be so much better rebounder. With that God-given ability, that God-given body, height, speed, strength, that all-overall athleticism, I mean, you really think a guy like that should get you 15 rebounds every night. Really, him averaging 10 is a crime, in my opinion. With all that God-given, but I get why people would pick Rudy Gobert, proven player, defensive player of the year, 4 times. He's been all NBA before, I think second team. But just looking at, Jalen Duren and where he can go and how he got better. And I know it's a little, people kind of like, if you pay him the money, will his growth get stunted? Will he get comfortable? And that's it's a good question. It's a good question, but I think he'll be all right. But yeah, I mean, Gobert, defensive player of the year, and I've never seen a defensive player of the year and they target him on defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally targeting him, and you got to take him off the floor. When you talk about a guy like Rudy Gobert, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like Victor Wembanyama, you won't see that. When you sit there and you talking about a guy like Asar Thompson, they put the player in the corner to take Asar out the game. So I mean, yeah, we can talk about accolades, we can talk about the accomplishments, the awards, all that shit that he got. But right now, I'd rather have Jalen Duren. I'd rather have Jalen Duren, and just my personal preference. I think Minnesota, messed their team up by going to get Rudy Gobert. That way you had to give up Karl Anthony Towns. You had to give him up. You had to give him up. You had to give him up. So because of that, he went to go win the championship. So, but I think the Pistons will feel the same way. I don't think, even if they signed Duren and they said we could do a Duren for a Gobert swap, I don't think the Pistons will do that. I don't think too many teams will do that. Age may be a factor into it, but I don't think so, man. But I think, maybe it's more the vision that Rudy Gobert Jalen Duren can still get better. There's still a lot of room at 22, 23 years old. And he's already, you know, really arguably, like I said, you can make the case right now. I'd rather have Duren right now. You can make that case right now where you would rather have Duren over Rudy Gobert. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not really going to debate or argue with somebody that picked Rudy Gobert. I can't. Because what I'm basing it off of is going off potential too. So, but he sparked that debate saying if you give Rudy his chicken, and you know Jalen Duren deserved his chicken. But you know, then people pointed out there, hey, Rudy is accomplished. 4 times Defensive Player of the Year, like it or not, or you think it was deserving or not, he got it. You know, rebound leader 1 year before, he got it. All NBA second team, he got it. He got it. So as far as accolades, I mean, he's done enough at the box office, right? The NBA award box office to warrant that contract. A lot of people picked on him too. You know, and I read his story, man. It's fucked up. Fucked up story if you read about him. I read it in the Players Tribune a few years. I did a video on it on the main channel. You first search my main channel name, Goodfella TV, and put Rudy Gobert. It should come up. You know, people getting at him. Oh, he's soft and he did, man. Read that man's story. Everybody got an opinion on people, but you don't know where they came from. You don't know where they came from. You don't know what effed up situation they was in. You know what I mean? So, be funny how a lot of, you know, you see Draymond talking about with old buddy, he should have took a pay cut, or this guy should have took a pay cut. Man, I don't know why niggas don't mind their motherfucking business. That's my number one thing. Mind your business. What you worry about? Who should take a pay cut? And don't worry about what I got going on with my chili player. Oh, he soft, he this and he that. I mean, shit, at least he know how to keep his motherfucking hands to himself. but yeah, give me JD. Give me JD. But I love to hear what y'all got to say. You know what'd be funny? Women be driving 1,000,000 miles an hour and can't fucking drive. The bitch, excuse my language. Her fender all fucked up and shit, and this bitch doing 100 miles an hour on the freeway. I'm like, do women think? Your car already fucked up. fender hanging off the side of that bitch, and you just don't think about it. I'm gonna go fast. I'm just gonna keep going fast and run into some fender hanging off the front of that bitch. But I appreciate y'all. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love, support. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, wherever I'm at in the link tree. Say find me everywhere in the description. Appreciate the love, support, peace.
Don't say that he doesn't deserve it. Say the Pistons don't want to pay him.
So,
because they don't think he deserves it.
Right, because of the playoffs.
Okay, but Rudy Gobert is the same way with the Utah Jazz. That's why they shipped him over to Minnesota.
Exactly. Got rid of him.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
What's up?
Rudy Gobert, without them 2 guys, Randall and the other guy that left, Rudy Gobert, you there by yourself.
What are you gonna do now?
What? Now what?
So and my thing is
Rudy
this.
Gobert can't post up.
Nope.
Okay. Or
Can't shoot.
Can't shoot. Sometimes he catch. Sometimes he catch a lot.